So here we go. The priest is going to be first. We'll see how many AoE clears Rusu has. It looks like a dragon priest, almost undoubtedly. They generally run some holy novas, but he may have a light bomb in there, but we'll see how he's able to deal with the patrons if that happens. His goal is going to be to have board presence early and often, and just be able to clean up a lot of the minions with his own minions. So we'll see if he's able to stick to that. He got off early, but his hand is going to fizzle out here a little bit. He's going to have to kind of stall the first couple of turns. This Fire War Axe is going to slow down the Whelp and prevent the heal on that next turn. So not even going to be able to get very much value out of that. And now, Armor Smith on turn 2. He is going to go with that over the hero power. Seems pretty good. Get a little bit of pressure on the board. And it also deals with the 2-4 taunt that could potentially come out on this turn. The Wormrest Accord, I believe, is the name of that minion. So by throwing that Armor Smith out there, it sets him up to kill that to the Weapon Swing and the Armor Smith. So maybe a little bit of planning ahead there on Pride First Side. Really high level play. I doubt he's going to execute this. Not a prime target for the weapons, so he might just leave it alone, actually. Save his whirlwinds to make patrons, and just set up that to die next turn if he wants to. But he's going to deal with it now to play around some buffs. That would be my guess. Plays around the Valence Chosen and that sort of thing. Power Ward Shield and a heal would have made it a little bit more annoying. Just going to go ahead and clean it up while he can and not be greedy with the Fiery War Axe. A nice top deck here, though, from Rusu, picking up the Guardian. This will be pretty good for him. The Frothing Berserker looks like he's going to attack in and execute that, which will make the Frothing a little bit bigger, so nice sequencing there. Playing it first before the trade. Sets it up to have 4 attack, which is a really difficult health total for Priest to deal with. Oh, we see Rusu is using a Light Bomb. So he has that as a board clear for one wave of patrons, so he's probably a little relieved to see that. Fun fact, it doesn't matter now since the Azure Drake died, but Light Bomb does benefit from spell power. This seems kind of awkward because the way it's worded, that it deals the attack, the minion's attack to its health, but it does actually benefit. So if you have a minion with 1 more health than attack and you play Light Bomb, it will die. But with that attack, it does set up the Frothing to die to Shadow Ward Death. Just met the minimum requirements there. So now, kind of an awkward turn. You don't want to let the Northshire live very long, but at the same time, does he really want to use the second charge of his Deathbite to clear it off when he's not able to propagate patrons? He does have 2 whirlwinds in hand, though, so it wouldn't be terrible if he had to do that. Just kind of the sequencing if he wants to play the Frothing Berserker first. He can benefit from the all those minions taking damage, so it looks like he is going to go for that play. Follows up with a Battle Rage, two cards off the Battle Rage, not terrible. A little bit better than a Arcane Intellect. Costs 1 less mana. So he's going to Whirlwind here, so his minion gets a little bit bigger. The Frothing was dead to Holy Nova anyway, as well as this Blackman Corruptor, so in case Arusu didn't have any of those, that he might as well whirlwind it there, I suppose, was the thought process, rather than saving it for patrons that he does not have. So that's how I'm going to defend that decision of his a little bit. And now this seems like a pretty good light bomb turn. Obviously want to make sure you get in the attack with your minion first. But you could also save the light bomb for patrons, inevitably. Or Holy Nova, there you go. That it looks even a little bit cleaner.
Is someone injured?
Just kind of going over the potential plays that he had at his disposal. Holy Nova looks pretty good to me as well. And now the second Northshire looks like it's going to be able to be dealt with pretty cleanly. Pride First has already seen a Shadow or Death here. So if he uses the Grom to kill the minion, then he should be he might feel okay leaving that large attack there in the Grom. Maybe even bait out the light bomb potentially. But instead, playing the smaller minion is going to allow Arusu to feed some cards off of the cleric. He has a dragon in hand, so this is the Wormrest agent I was talking about earlier. And now playing these Acolyte of Pains, he's going to be able to draw a couple cards off of this trade here. Not drawn in anything super great, so still a pretty awkward turn. He can draw one more card if he wants to trade in the Acolyte first. So if he doesn't like his options here, not a really great execute targets in here. He definitely wants to save one of those for Ysera.
What now?
So see how he wants to handle this mess. Doesn't seem super clean either way. Shredder always a strong play. He's got the armor up, or the unstable ghoul, if he wants to kind of slow down his opponent a little bit and guarantee a couple more draws off of those Acolyte of Pains if he went with the unstable ghoul there. But he's just going to armor up, valuing his health total a little bit maybe. Or rather, not valuing as much card draw. Fairly shows us that's a really nice trade there. He's just got really super clean trades here for Arusu. Not too worried about the Mad Scientist. Warrior does not have secrets. You could even play this Chillmaw on the back end of that. We'll deal with a wave of patrons if Pride First is ever able to draw those patrons.
Do you have the
Oh, we see the Elite Starseeker in here, so Arusu, a huge fan of this Elite Starseeker. Had it in the Druid, and now it's in here as well, so that's his endgame plan, it appears, in several of his decks. Patron finally coming out. So that's a relief for Pride First. He's got that with the Whirlwind whenever he wants to use it. Now it doesn't seem super great, because Arusu does have the board pretty locked up. And Patron generally does not run a brawl, so this is going to be really annoying for Pride First to see if he can get back into this matchup. Gonna start with the weapon. Looks like a pretty good trade. On the Sludge Belcher, you can finish off the slime with the Mad Scientist. And then what does he follow it up with? He's got the reduced price on the Dread Corsair. If he wants to do that, he can play Dread Corsair and Unstable Ghoul. But he can't do all of that in Whirlwind, so he's going to go with Whirlwind instead. Pair that with the Unstable Ghoul. And now Arusu gonna finally get some value out of that light bomb if he wants to. This seems to be about the best way to deal with this board. he could trade with his minions first. So that way he can send some damage to Pride First face, and then go with the light bomb to clear it up. So he could send 5 damage. He could attack with the Elise and the Twilight Whelp if he sequences it that way. Looks like he's debating with the Entomb. You could Entomb one of the patrons. Or the, okay, he's going to Entomb the Acolyte of Pain, actually. Or not the Acolyte of Pain, but the Unstable Ghoul. Wow. That was off. So wants to keep his entire board. Seems pretty good. That was a very strong play. Not your general Entomb target, but you got to make the best out of what you have. So Arusu, very nicely played there, not being greedy with the Entomb. He's going to go ahead and pocket the Unstable Ghoul and be able to clean with those patrons very nicely, keeping his board mostly intact here. Execute on a Cleric also does not seem good, but as we just talked about, sometimes you just got to do things. And now we might be in for the long haul here. Shrinkmeister Cabal gonna change that really quickly. Super strong play from Arusu again. Able to heal up the Elise so that it trades into the Dread Corsair. And now he just has a super dominating board. So forget what I said about the long term. Arusu is putting Pride First on a clock here. And we'll see if he can come up with some answers, but it doesn't look great. No point in putting the Despite. It doesn't kill anything that the War Axe doesn't. Not able to propagate it to make patrons or buff up your Grom. So it looks like Pride First is in some trouble here. I don't see if there's a way out of this or not. He's going to keep trying, see if he can navigate this a little bit better. But if you ask me, it looks super awkward here. We got 913 damage coming in. So he will be down to 8 this turn at least. Power Word Shield and see what he can draw into. He still has that Chill Mob, but he might hold off on that if he has another dragon in hand, which he does not at the moment. We're still going to hold on to it, keep up the, just throw down the Skeleton Knight, a little bit more attack, and anyway, that's going to do it for Pride First anyway. He's going to fall in Game 4, and the series is now tied. So Arusu able to even up the series again, putting it at 2-2. And we're going to go the distance in here, folks. We got a Game 5 here coming up very shortly. It's going to be between Arusu's Warlock and Pride First Warrior. So we'll see if Pride First Warrior can finally get a win. So far it's been